again, everybody. It's Todd Stewart, the Horror Nerd, here at Garden State Comic Fest at our new location at the Cody Arena in West Orange, New Jersey. I'm having a blast at this show, just like I always do, and it's about to get better because I get to sit here with the lovely and talented Anne Dudek. Anne, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm just great. I'm good now that I get to talk to you. So you having a good time at the show so far?
I am. I'm amazed. This is a really busy convention. The fans are dressed up. Everyone looks incredible. Yeah, it's
cool.
Great.
So, I look at your filmography here. We were just talking about Mad Men and House and, of course, White Chicks. Does it ever surprise you the level of passion that fans have for these projects that they even want to come stand in line to meet you?
I think White Chicks is the biggest surprise. We did that movie and it was really fun to work on and so silly, and 20 years ago. So the idea that it's had the lasting staying power and that people still love it and remember it and quote the movie, that's delightful to see people still loving that movie, excited about it. And then even an episode of Charmed, people who are so huge, they're big Charmed fans, and they'll remember that one episode.
Right.
So I find it really touching. Or The Flash, you'd expect people to remember that more.
I even forgot about The Flash until you just said it. I'm like, wow, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's
The Magicians was cool. Highly underrated.
I know.
Love that show.
I know. What a fun show. That was awesome, too. And the fact that people remember these shows and love them. I love meeting these people, and we share something because, clearly we both are fans of all of this stuff and these worlds.
Well, so by the way, you just said something. 20 years. Wow. To me, White Chicks came out last year, So when you say, well, this movie came out 20 years ago, I'm like, God, I'm old.
I know. I'm feeling old.
When did that happen?
I know. Maitland and I were discussing possible White Chicks 2 plot lines. And things have changed, and we were like, well, I think there was a white party in the movie, and so how could we update it? And then we were thinking, there's a very nefarious white party that P. Diddy threw, so maybe updating.
Yeah. Maybe
it's best that it was 20 years ago, that a white party still was just a white party.
Yeah. I want to put this delicately because I don't want to offend anybody, all three people that might see this. I don't want them to be mad. But no, in all seriousness, we were discussing, could you even make White Chicks today? Or would somebody find a reason to be offended by it? I have a thick skin. Nothing bothers me. But, of course, I'm a white male.
Yeah.
And I recognize that. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I think that movie actually was a really great commentary on race relations in America. And what's so funny about it is just the way that the status of privileged white young women who are oblivious being portrayed by people who've had a totally different understanding of the world is that's a funny concept. I think it would be funny today. And I think comedy really operates on saying things that are absolutely true, that people recognize, maybe uncomfortable things. That's why we laugh. So I think you could do a White Chicks 2 now.
I'd be up for it, especially since there seems to be this wave of nostalgia. And movies that have been out for a really long time are getting sequels.
Yeah.
And people are into it.
Yeah, and this was such a classic era of American filmmaking. We had studios that were still doing sort of edgy things, and the teen comedy or comedy about young people. I watched Clueless on the plane here.
Oh, right?
Right? What a classic movie.
That's great.
There are so many movies made, in the 90s and 2000s that I think are just really silly and fun, and people love those films.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite, maybe, memory or anecdote from White Chicks that you could share? I'm sure there are a lot of them, but does one stick out in your mind?
A funny,
or a memory from set or whatever.
Yeah, no, Maitland and I, because a lot of that movie was improv and a lot of ideas came up on the set, even on days that we weren't scheduled to be in a scene. The Wayans, they wanted us like in full makeup and hair just in case. It was like, oh, we want them to do this thing. So Maitland and I spent a lot of downtime together, like in our trailers, and I think we started throwing little mini parties. So I just remember hanging out with Maitland. We'd go to craft services and like bring back a whole spread and throw like a party because we had nothing else to do. So it was just a lot of everybody having a lot of downtime and feeling like a family and having a sort of more social environment than I remember really on almost any other project.
Cool.
So that was, it was really, we made lifelong friends that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love hearing stories like that.
Yeah.
Like people who worked on a movie and stayed in touch. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times it's just you do a gig and it's on to the next
Or
role,
you're only interacting with the people you have scenes with. And on that film, like I said, we were all called in every day. So we really got to know each other like as an ensemble.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
As a non-actor, just as
Yeah.
an everyday person, what kind of movies do you like to watch? Like, what does Anne Dudek go to see at the movies?
Let's see. Oh, I just saw that movie, Materialists.
Okay. I have not seen it, but I've heard good things. What is this?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh my God, such a side eye.
I mean, no,
Uh-oh.
you haven't seen it. Well, it's kind of a chick flick, right?
I'm a movie
fan. It's an updated
so-
rom-com. I'm
right.
a fan of the rom-com.
All right.
I like movies
I'll
about
let that
people
slide.
falling in love. Oh, come on. I know. We need rom-com fest. Someone needs to do that
You know what?
for women like me.
My daughter is as liberal and feminist and progressive as they come, yet she still loves a good rom-com.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's anything.
You know?
Yeah.
She just does, and she likes romance and princesses
I like
and stuff
a
that.
lighthearted
That's Daddy's
I
girl.
like a lighthearted movie where people get married at the end. Well, not married, but they get together at the end. That's my kind of film. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. What kind of film do you like?
I'm a horror fan
Yeah.
through and through.
Okay.
But I'm just
we were okay. So
Go
we
for
were
it.
we were
What do you got?
thinking what could this White Chicks sequel be? And because of Scary Movie, we were like, well, maybe it should be a horror film, like a White Chicks 2 horror movie.
I'm in.
Okay.
Do it.
So who would be the killer? Would it be like a supernatural? Would it be a slasher?
Hold on. If you want me to write this movie
Yes.
for you, like we got
Yes.
contracts and stuff. We
Okay.
gotta sign.
Okay. Honestly, this
Look,
is what
I'm
we
an
need.
independent filmmaker.
Okay.
So let's do it.
You're gonna come up with the horror White Chicks 2.
I don't know. Wait, you can't hear me? All right. Okay. I don't know what he's doing over there. It's his first day on Earth.
Maybe this could be the beginning of the horror White Chicks 2 horror movie.
Maybe.
The camera guy is like
So,
having a demonic possession.
that is a great idea. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's absolutely.
The crew, I know it's about a film. It's about the making of a horror film, but the crew gets possessed by demons.
Okay. I think that might have been done.
Oh.
But-
what movie?
A lot.
Oh, is that the plot?
No, but I like
I'm not a horror fan. Okay.
See, now I thought we could be friends, but you don't like horror movies.
Well, I get scared.
That's the point.
Okay, I'll be honest. I don't like the gory, gutsy, bloody chainsaw torture horror.
Okay, that's
But
fair.
the ghosty, supernatural, possessed person is fine.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. One final question for you
Yeah.
on a little more of a just semi-serious note.
Yeah.
If you could give one piece of advice to like a young up-and-coming actor who wants to break into the business, what advice would you give them?
So much. Have a thick skin, even if you get rejected for the first 100 things you audition for. If you stay with it and you're serious about it, then the right role will come along.
I love it.
Yeah.
Any final words for the fans out there at Garden State Comic Fest?
Come, enjoy yourself here. It's a cool vibe, and I would love to meet anyone who's a fan of any of this stuff. And if you have a horror movie idea for White Chicks 2, come tell me. Come to the table and tell me.
Oh, God, you're going to get flooded now. Everybody's going to have an idea.
I'm going to have a suggestions box, and you can write it down and put it in the box.
I love it.
Okay.
And thank you so much for a few minutes of your time.
You're so
This was a lot of fun. It was a great joy to meet you.
It was lovely to
I
meet you,
appreciate it.
too.
I wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors.
You too. Thank you.
Anne Dudek, everybody, here at Garden State Comic Fest in West Orange, New Jersey. I'm Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, signing off. We'll see all of you in the next interview.